Back for Uber Chronicle. Just wanted to come on and give this message. Travis Miller here. Back for Uber Chronicle. And I wanted to talk about something, because it was in my spirit. And not only that, when God deals with me and shows me things, I speak accordingly. And that's what I think is what's wrong with a lot of people. They just talking. They talking out the side of their neck. They don't talk out of experience. They never lived it. They never been through it. And one thing I know for sure, God never spoke it to them. So the title on the Uber Chronicle, I normally do a title. And the title is, Are You Healed? I've had many conversations with different people about this, particular subject. How your adulthood, there are things that you went through in your life, your childhood, that can affect your adulthood. I mean, it affects everything. Relationships, financially, mentally. Those are three things that I found out what's affected me, to, for example, saving money. Coming up in a household with a single mother. Father wasn't there. I watched my mama grind every day. She worked 2 jobs. Had a main job, then had a side job. We weren't rich, but we had what we needed. We didn't have to go without food, and we had clothes on our back. I didn't have to go stay with family member to family member. I wasn't in and out the system. I don't have that story. Yes, I'm very fortunate enough that I come from that kind of upbringing, but there was also some things that in my childhood that affected my adulthood. So we weren't taught to save. I was just taught to work hard and get it. Enjoy yourself. Do what you got to do. Long as your bills is paid, you fine. That's what I was taught. I wasn't taught financial literacy. I wasn't taught to save money. I wasn't taught anything about credit. I had to learn all this stuff as I began to hit rock bottom. I began to hit standstills. I ran into financial issues. I ran into car issues, bill issues, and I didn't have no money in the bank. I didn't have no money saved up. All because in my adulthood, I'm paying bills. I'm doing everything I got to do. But at the end of the day, when all this stuff came, when I hit a wall and all this stuff, I didn't necessarily have the money to take care of what I needed to do. Because see, me, how I was always taught how to get money, but I was never taught how to deal with money. I was never taught how to save, how to put away. I was never taught none of that. I was always taught to just hustle. I wasn't taught that, credit, you're going to need credit later on when you go apply for a house. You're going to need credit later on to buy a car. I wasn't necessarily taught any of that. So when I got older and I hit adulthood, I'm like, oh wow, these things are important. So now I got to go back and unlearn everything from my childhood to better myself in adulthood. You understand? So there's some things in your childhood that will affect your adulthood. A lot of stuff that you went through, rejection, that will control and affect the way you deal with people in relationships. You're never going to be able to trust nobody. This one broke your heart. Now you think that one going to break your heart. You loan money to people. They never paid it back. Like a lot of stuff, it builds up over time. Do you understand? Childhood, daddy was there. So now you go through all this life, daddy wasn't there. So now you go all this through this life searching for a father figure, searching for a relationship, all because you never really had one. You see what I'm saying? Your childhood can affect your adulthood. Mentally, when you had to go through school and they picked on you and weighed on your mental, when they talked about you, about what kind of shirt you had holes in your shirt, you didn't have the name brand shoes, you didn't have this, you didn't have that, so you was talked about. That's why you got self-esteem issues. That's why you can barely open up to anybody. That's why I created that anxiety, that social anxiety. There's a lot of stuff that happened from your childhood. The reason why you can't trust men, because uncle molested you. The reason why you'll never trust a woman again, because your auntie molested you. There's a lot of stuff that happens from your childhood. And God put it on my heart to tell people it's time to heal. It's time to forgive. It's time to let go, heal, begin to deal with it. The church world taught us that everything is a demon. Everything ain't a demon. There were some things that beat down your emotions. It weighed you down, and that's why you are the way you are now. That's why you depressed. That's why you up and down, because that's how your whole life was. It was up and down. One day you was happy, one day you sad. So now your life is on this roller coaster, up and down, because that's how you've been all your life. That's why you got a double-minded spirit. That's why you can't be dedicated to nothing. You can't be dedicated to things on your job. You can't be dedicated to things on your church, in your community, because you've been inconsistent all your life. You never really completed nothing. You always would get in something and come out. You would always enroll in something in school back then and jump right out. It all happened in your childhood, so therefore it's happening now. So now a lot of times, beloved, we got to go to the root of a thing and cut it. Go to the root of a thing, but don't never get tired of trying. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how you feel. You exhausted mentally and physically, but you have to keep going. Keep trying. And for those who beating you down while you trying, don't worry about it. All that's going to do is take you to another level. It's going to elevate you. Don't worry about the naysayers and what they say or what they think. You just have to keep pressing. Do you understand? Are you healed yet? It's time for you to heal. Heal from everything that broke you. It's time for you to be loosed in this season. I just wanted to encourage you. Be blessed.